Hello guys, so I have a unreleased pair of Off-White Air Jordan 4s. These are from Kicksup. They came by DHL, and you can watch a full unboxing of these shoes on my Instagram at @officialtowboy. You'll see how they came packaged. Despite the extra packaging, we did get quite a large dent here. I don't care that much, it's just a box, but just something to keep in mind. There is indeed a dent. I don't know why I'm speaking like this. I'm speaking so like robotically. So yeah, this is a women's exclusive shoe, I believe, due to be actually releasing in July sometime. This is a rep pair, and as it's been made before the officials have released, I'm gonna assume that these have some flaws because these are essentially first batch. So I don't think they'll be on point, but as long as they look good to me, I'm happy with them. That's my philosophy basically. With that being said, this is not a legit checking guide on this shoe. It's just me giving my opinions on this pair from Kicksup. So let's get into it. Looks like we get a normal Air Jordan 4 box, but we've got the Virgil Abloh treatment, which is basically put loads of holes in it. I'm not sure if retails will release in this box. We don't know for sure yet, as they haven't released, but either way, this is a pretty cool box because it's actually an Air Jordan 4 box. They haven't just stuck the 4s in the 5 box. They've actually designed a whole new box for them. So, you know, this could be the box that they release in. Jumpman on the top. You've got the splattered bottom part, and you've got holes all over covered in clear plastic. So that's cool, you know. I like those touches. Take a look at the bottom there. And if you take a look at the size tag, you can see that these are a woman's shoe. But apparently they come in a size women's 13.5, which is a UK 11 men's size. So, you know, clearly rep makers don't really care. They're just going to make them in men's sizes as well, because they know they're going to get customers who are men who want this shoe, such as myself. So yeah, women's 13.5 is basically my size and men's size. So we got this in a UK 11. I have tried these on briefly inside, and they do seem to fit true to size. So let's just open it up and take a look at the shoes themselves. Right, what you just saw drop off was a StockX thing. I'm going to ignore that because we don't care about that here on the Towboy channel. More of these trash Jordan socks. We've seen enough of these in the past 2 videos. I don't know why so many shoes have come with that pair of socks recently. We also get the same receipts, so I'm assuming these companies that are sending the same accessories must be run by a bigger, you know, conglomerate or something like that, because they're sending the same things with their shoes. So I don't think that's some kind of coincidence. I just think it's one larger company with lots of little businesses. But there you go, you get the clear wrapping paper that we saw with the Air Jordan 5 Off-Whites. Got the Off-White printing on there, looking pretty good. But there are the shoes, the main attraction. Let's take these out. So we get a lot of extra laces. These were tied around one of the shoes, but I took them off because I wanted to try out some lace combos. We get some lighter cream laces. All of these have the shoelaces printing towards the tips. We have some black flat laces. We have some darker cream laces, and we also get this kind of minty lace, which is a really nice colour. I really like that colour. I did chuck the mint laces on the left pair. Here's the right pair with the cream laces that came on the shoe. We also get some accessories. These accessories originally came on the left pair, but I moved them across to the right pair because I wanted to chuck the mint laces on, as you can see here. And I think it's actually a really nice combo. I wasn't expecting the cream and mint to work, but looks super nice. My like for these shoes went up quite a lot as soon as I laced them up this way. But let's set aside that pair for now, and we'll look at the right shoe with the zip tie. So the zip tie we get is a cream zip tie. You've got the normal text on there though. Off-White CO Nike C2020 zip tie. We also get this Air Jordan 4 squishy gummy thing. Let's take that off. I feel like you could put this on a chain or something. Like, I feel like this could be on a pendant. I don't know. Looks like I just snapped one of the little balls off. That's not good. Never mind, it's not broken. I managed to do it. You know what, I'm gonna try putting this on a chain. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah. Now we're talking, look at that. Does it work? Do you like my new chain? Got the Off-White Jordan 4 chain. Let's keep that on for the rest of the video because it's such a, you know, it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, those are the things that come on the shoe. We'll take a look at the left shoe for the video because this is the one I laced up. I decided to leave these panels right here loose and just lace up the laces through the main holes. And I prefer it this way. It definitely gives it more of a deconstructed look with these kind of loose flaps. It reminds me of what was done with the Off-White Air Jordan 1, whereas when it's tied around these flaps, it, you know, it pretty much just looks like a normal Air Jordan 4. One thing I only realised once I got these shoes was that these panels here are actually completely loose. I thought these panels would be stitched down. I didn't actually notice that they were loose in the retail images of this shoe, but they are loose. I don't mind it. I think it looks pretty cool when they're left loose, so I think it's a good touch. And once I realised it had these loose panels, I definitely liked them more because it gave more of like an off-white vibe for sure. We do get a cardboard insert wrapped in paper. Looking at the shape, pretty bulky shoe, the Air Jordan 4. Definitely looks good though, definitely looks like an Air Jordan 4. It's not too fat. The shape's slightly different, I think, because this panel right here isn't stitched down, so it kind of stands up a little more, making the whole shoe look, you know, like a little bit taller, I think. But the shape looks decent to me. Moving on to the materials, most of the upper is made out of this beige sand coloured suede. It definitely is pretty nice suede, like you can definitely smell that it's quality suede. It doesn't smell plasticky or anything like that. It smells really quite nice, in fact. It does have a slight colour change. It's not very apparent, but the actual suede itself feels really nice and soft, and I think it's pretty good suede. I'm not an expert on suede, but it definitely feels nice to me. The toe panel is covered in that kind of plasticky textile that Virgil Abloh seems to like a lot. You know, the entire Off-White Air Jordan 5 was made with that material, and I quite like how it's only at the toe. If this whole shoe was covered in it, then I wouldn't be so keen on it, but luckily it's only around the toe portion there. I'd assume that underneath this plastic material there's more of that suede, but I don't know for sure because I'd have to cut it open to see. We've also got that plastic textile on these mesh portions at the tongue and on the side panels right there. That's actually underneath the netting, and it looks like underneath that is a kind of white material. The netting itself is this cloudy white, flexible plastic material. Definitely feels good, looks good as well. The top of the tongue has more of that suede, and it also has some more of that plastic textile over the Jumpman right there. There's other materials such as this milky plastic that makes up these lace loops, and also the heel tab portion right there. Pretty cool how it's transparent. I don't think I've seen that on an Air Jordan 4 before. Definitely adds a nice touch to the shoe. All over stitching is really clean as well, and the upper definitely seems pretty well made to me. Looking at the details, we've got that black embroidered Jumpman with the embroidered Flight logo underneath it. That's covered, like I mentioned, in that plastic material. I think it'd be pretty cool if I cut that off and kind of made it all rough around the edges so you could actually see the embroidery well. I think that would add quite a nice touch, so I might try doing that with a scalpel, see what the logo looks like underneath. I don't know, just an idea. On this heel portion, you've actually got the Nike Air logo instead of the Jumpman, which I also prefer. And you can see straight through it, you can see this kind of green heel cup straight through the plastic. You've also got the pull tab at the top with those raised bumps on it. You've also got the off-white printing on the medial side underneath the netting there. Looks kind of obscure, doesn't it? Wait for it, watch this. Bang. You can suddenly see all of the off-white text. How crazy is that? So yeah, this says off-white for Nike, Air Jordan 4, Beaverton, Oregon, USA. What's the year? Circa 1989? Is that what the C stands for? Is it circa or is it, I don't know, 1989. That is indeed the year that Air Jordan 4 released. It's pretty weird how you can lift this flap away and see kind of like the inner workings of the shoe. I mean, that's what Virgil Abloh does best. He does like to deconstruct the shoes, and I think this is a perfect example of the deconstruction that he does. So the whole ankle area is left pretty rough. Of course, you've got those raw suede panels that are just left loose, hanging there. Got that raw edge. And then inside you've got the kind of padding, also with this raw foam edge. And the tongue also has a raw edge where you can see the edge of the foam as well as the edge of the suede. All Off-White shoes tend to have this kind of detail, but it's definitely done slightly differently on the Air Jordan 4. Definitely looks a lot more deconstructed for sure. Moving on to the midsole, we've got this glossy beige and white painted midsole. Classic Air Jordan 4 midsole, but it's done in those nice creamy tones. Main detail here is probably the Air text. Now to me, this definitely looks a little small, but that could just be because this is a large size. All of the retail images I've seen seem to have a bigger Air text, but remember that this is a female shoe, so the images we're seeing are probably a lot smaller sizes than this, so that could have something to do with it. It also seems like on this Air text on the left shoe, it's slightly scuffed over the R, so you've got this white kind of smear which is covering the R slightly, but you don't have that on the right shoe at all. I just feel like this Air text could probably be a little bit bolder maybe, you know, it could probably stand out a little bit more. And then the Air units themselves aren't too great either. They're definitely more cloudy than I've seen recently. There's a bit of paint spilling over them. So, you know, not the best Air units for sure. They could definitely be improved. A little bit too cloudy for my liking. Moving on to the outsole, we've got a mixture of different textures and colors and stuff. You've got these cream hits at the heel and the toe. That's just a solid color. Then it seems like the second main part is this semi-translucent cream outsole portion in the middle. Definitely like that translucent effect. I think that adds a nice layer of design. We've also got these minty hits towards the forefoot, and also the Nike logo is done in that mint color. I didn't actually know that these were gonna have this mint color, but I actually think it works pretty well. And I think it gives you a reason to put the mint laces on, because there's actually mint elsewhere on the shoe. If that mint wasn't there, I feel like this mint lace would be a bit of a random color for sure. And then you've just got a flat white portion right in the middle there. Outsole looks good, super grippy. It's matte as well, no glossiness on there. Take a look at the toe, look at the definition of the stars there. So talking about the shoelaces actually reminded me of the shoelaces printing towards the tips. Now this is actually done really well. You can't really feel it, it's printed on pretty well. And I don't think this will be coming off as easily as some of them. It definitely seems like it's on there pretty firmly. And it seems like it's printed pretty well on all sets of laces. Maybe inside the shoe we've got some beige padding around the ankle. Underneath the tongue is also got this beige lining, and you've got the Air Jordan patch stitched on upside down. That's just black and white, but it looks absolutely fine to me. The tongue has elastic straps on either side, which is nice, and it's also correct obviously. So it looks like the size tag is heat pressed onto the padding around the ankle there. Sizes match up, what can I say? It looks fine to me. I'm not an expert on size tags, but it looks good. And then the insole is kind of stuck down, but I'll rip it out anyway. Got this beige lined insole, black Nike Air logo at the heel, blue underneath, and then the footbed, just your average footbed. It looks like quite a lot of these stitches around the edge are completely ripped. I'm not sure whether they are or not, but they definitely look like they've been ripped up. I'm not sure, you guys take a look at that, decide for yourselves. I don't think these shoes will be coming apart anytime soon though. But yeah, that is pretty much a shoe. Let's take a look at the right shoe just to compare it quickly. I think the Air text is better on this shoe. Air units are still quite fogged up on this shoe though, so I think that's what you can expect from this batch. Another thing I forgot to mention is the ghost stitching around this loose panel around the ankle. Ghost stitching could definitely be a bit more defined. Some of the ghost stitching looks like it's smaller, some of it looks bigger, some of it's closer together, it's like more tightly packed, whereas in some parts it's more spaced out. What you want to look for with the ghost stitching is that it's evenly spaced and it's evenly punched in, so you want each one to be, you know, like this uniform basically. I might try making that better by using like a pin and stabbing it. I don't know, maybe that could be another video. Let me know if you want to see me try and fix the ghost stitching on these shoes. I might actually try using a suede brush as well to improve the suede. So if you want to see that in another video, I might upload that to Towboy. Let me know. But yeah, I need to end this review because it's really hot in my room and I'm starting to sweat. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Remember to follow me on Instagram @officialtowboy. Let's go together.